Would you not live this afternoon a little bit different? If I say tomorrow is your last day on earth, would you not wake up early in the morning and just savor that sunset, that sunrise? Would you not sit down and just have a deep, meaningful conversation with the ones you love? So Bushido goes deeper than just, I'm ready to die for something. It's to live life in every breath. It's to seek a perfection in your manners, in your life, in everything you do. Bushido. So when people hear that at such a surface level, they're like, oh, he's willing to die for something he believes. Think about deeper meaning in that. Are you living your life today at the full capacity that you think you should live? Are you really happy? Are you really fulfilled? Because Bushido ties into Shinto, which is an old belief in the ways of the gods, where everything is spiritual, right? So the thing is this, are you living the life that you want to live? Or are you living a life off of survival, fear, right? Which a lot of us do. We live a life off of fear because we're scared of failure. And what does Bushido mean? To readily die for something you believe in. Can you imagine grasping that and putting whatever is in your heart right now? I know you have passion in your heart. Without purpose, you're just aimlessly going to walk through life. Right? Without purpose, what is there? There's no fulfillment. Right? Without purpose, there's no fulfillment. Without purpose, there's no greater you. And what is the meaning of life? What's the meaning of life but to live and to feel what it means to fulfill a higher purpose? So I wake up early in the morning. I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. The reason why 4 o'clock in the morning is because, man, it's a struggle waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not, it's not easy. And I still want to be challenged. So it's always climbing that hill, climbing that mountain every day. Step by step, we climb the mountain to the top every day. So the first thing you do for me was I wake up early in the morning, and off the Tibetan monks, they would throw their bodies in cold water. So I have a freestanding tub, 55 degrees. I throw my body in cold plunge right off the bat within the first 10 minutes when I wake up. Imagine how foggy your brain is when you're waking up. So if I ask you, hey, I want you to wake up in the morning, I want you to sit in meditation. You're not really going to sit in meditation. Dude, you're probably going to fall back asleep. You got to boot up that brain. Your brain is a computer. You got to boot it up. How do you boot up the brain? There are certain ways to boot up the brain. Changing your physiology. I wake you up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh, dude, I'm still foggy. I'm like, okay, well, 50 burpees, and then you hit 50 burpees. That would change your physiology, wouldn't it? If I take you outside and I throw you in 55-degree cold plunge, that would change your physiology. So I need to boot up that brain. I need to wake up that brain. So the first thing I do is I'm going to change your physiology. I'm going to wake up that brain. Once I wake up the brain, I go and I sit in nature. You want to sit in nature because you want to ground yourself. There's a frequency to nature, especially in the morning. There's a frequency in the morning. There's a frequency at night. There's frequency in the afternoon. There's a frequency in the morning. You step outside at night on a Saturday night, you feel the energy. You step outside on a Saturday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, different energy, huh?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so I need you to understand, so why we're hitting meditation early in the morning is because there's a different frequency in the morning. There's a different energy in the morning. Okay. So you're able to ground yourself a lot easier in the morning. And also your brain, once you boot it up, it's just coming out of the sleep mode, right? So still the slow brain waves still going. It's not the fast brain waves that we have during our analytical thinking during the day, right? When we're problem solving during the day, our brain is a lot faster. In the morning, our brain waves go slower, so you're able to drop deeper in meditation.
Alrighty. Good morning, beautiful people. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Yes, I see the thumbs up. Can you see my screen? Normally everything should be good. Okay, amazing. Good. Great morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Let me know in the chat box how you're doing on this beautiful morning. If you're ready for another morning session like usual, like we are doing every single Wednesday, of course. Um, for me, it's a beautiful morning, like every morning. I'm grateful that I woke up. That's mostly the thing. I wake up and I'm just grateful for being here, grateful for another day, grateful for another opportunity to work on myself and to get better as a person and help people around me do the same thing. Okay, so you saw this video about a morning routine, and this is now a specific morning routine from someone who is waking up at 4 a.m. And doing meditations and grounding in nature and that kind of stuff. I'm not showing these kind of things because you have to do these things, all right? Um, my ass still hurts from falling off my horse. Yeah, you gotta be grateful you can feel that, right? No, I showed you this video because it's not because you need to wake up at 4 a.m., you need to do meditations, you need to ground in nature, that kind of stuff. Some people just need other kind of things to start their morning with, or I don't know. I just want to push this out to for you to wake up and just take some time for yourself. A lot of people wake up, put on their phones, look at social media, look at the news, and they get triggers all over the place. While they don't take time to, yeah, just to tune in with themselves, right? A lot of people are just tuning in with the world, getting all these triggers, getting all these emotions, getting all these negative influences. And in my opinion, that's one of the baddest ways to start your day, right? So that's why I showed you this, okay? You don't need to, oh, there we go. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. Of course not. I'm also not waking up at 4 a.m. I wake up around 7, but I just take some time for myself. So the very first thing is just being grateful with what I have and where I'm going. Okay. The next thing I'm doing is writing down my thoughts, my how I'm feeling this morning, and just making myself ready for this beautiful day. Okay. So what I just want to say is find yourself a routine that tunes you in to what you're going for and what you want to achieve on that specific day, and not on social media or the news or that kind of stuff, because that's gonna that's gonna fuck you up anyways. Sorry for the language, but it's just like that. Okay. Good. Enough talking. Let's jump into the charts. Like you guys know, we're gonna review the price traps from last week. Let's see if we had some opportunities. If we had different entries, yes or no. I gotta say it was a difficult week last week. If we take a look at the Wednesday price traps, but that's part of trading, right? What's important and what I learned throughout my journey is it's not necessarily the results of your trading that matters, it's the consistency and discipline you put in your trading that matters, right? So if you have a certain week or a certain day that isn't really running in your way, you just know that, okay, that's just part of my trading game, right? It is part of trading that you will lose some trades, or you will have some bad days or weeks, right? As long as you keep consistent and disciplined with what you're doing in your trading journey, like following your risk plan, making sure you're following every rule from your trading plan and that kind of stuff, you know in the long run it will work out because you have a certain edge in your trading. If you do not have that, if you don't have a trading plan, if you don't have a risk plan, if you're just like doing something in the charts, it's never gonna work out. Believe me. You want to have a certain edge. You want to just know what you're doing, right? That's obvious in my opinion. So make sure you have that. Make sure you just stay consistent and disciplined, because this is what will get you places. Not just having that one crazy good day in the charts and then fucking it up only one day after. All right. So that's a very important thing before we start here with the price shots. Good. Let's go over. Let's see what we have. First of all, for the brand new people, what is price trap? Pretty simple. We're gonna trap price in between a high and a low, and we want to wait for the market to break it out. Okay, so basically, we're just using the most basic principle in the markets. We just want to follow highs and lows. We just want to follow market direction. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so good. If we take a look at 80 Canadian, that was the very first one last week. If we take a look, where were we? We were around this candle. So we were going deeper into our price trap for our retest. So like you can see, just for the new people, here we have the high, then we have the higher high. That's exactly what we are searching for. We want to see the market breaking out to the upside or downside, of course. And then we want to follow up that breakout. So we want to surge the buys on that deeper retest. Like you can see, this was really the best idea, right? Market broke out, came back through retest. We got an engulfing on the 1 hour time frame. The 30-minute time frame was showing us some good bullish price action. 50-minute time frame did exactly the same thing. Even the 5-minute time frame did break some structure here. So we created these highs, and then market broke out of these highs, gave that retest, but never really respected that. Okay, so basically, this is just a stop loss. This is, yeah, I cannot say a lot about it because sometimes the market just goes against you, okay? As long as you keep your risk, nothing happens. So that was for 80 Canadian. If we move forward, we see that we have 80 USD. This was a better idea. If we take a look, what was the time? Around 9, Wednesday. This was the candle. When we were doing the session, you see my arrows are still here. Whew, almost on the pit that I put my arrows there. But that was what I was looking for. I was looking for a deeper retest to then see the market going higher. You gotta remember, it was Wednesday the 2nd of July. So let me check. Normally there was some news, so I wanna just make sure. Yeah, the front runner of NFP. So you every NFP week you will see on Wednesday around 2:30, 2:15 that the ADP will come in, and that's basically the front runner of NFP. So it will have some pretty good impact on the charts. That's also what we see with these wicks here. Market went beautifully down to that deeper retest I was looking for. We created that engulfing candle. 30-minute time frame did exactly the same thing. Beautiful price action. 50-minute time frame, if we take a look at that deeper retest here, we also had some engulfing candles, and even I think the 5 minutes, it's already a week ago, so need to check. Now, the 5 minutes was pretty hard to react on. But if you found yourself a good price action point to react on this, you will see that the market gave you an opportunity around 33 pips. So in my opinion, this was just a risk-free idea because the lowest stop loss you could get out of this was like 15 pips or something. So yeah, that was basically just a 1 on 2 that the market went up and then back down. So just find yourself these good rules, okay? For me personally, 1 on 2 means risk-free. Simple as that. So if the market runs 1 on 2 risk to reward, I put my stop loss risk-free. I don't have any risk anymore, okay? So that was for 80 USD. Let's go on. Yeah, I had, if you're just wondering why this is a green flag, it's because I was already looking for the breakout retest to the downside. This is something you really want to teach yourself in price trap. Once you see the market turning around, that you can shift that focus, because a lot of people are really marrying a certain direction, and they are only looking for buys. They only want to see buys, 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 and they keep buying. Even if the market is breaking structure like we are seeing here, they just keep buying, 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 and they're blowing their accounts. Okay, so if you can shift that focus fast enough, you would see that the market had broken out to the downside, gave us a beautiful retest into that supply zone, and then started dropping again. Okay, so that's a little bit what happened here on AUD USD and what I shared within our Discord community. Good. Then we have ADCHF, same thing like AD Canadian. We went to the breakout. So what is Wednesday? This is Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday 9. So we were around this area. I trapped price between the high and the low. Market gave us first a small breakout retest. This wasn't really convincing in my opinion, especially because we were reacting on supply zone. Does this mean that you could not react here? Yeah, you could, but you just know that this is a higher risk opportunity because you're going, first of all, against the trend. If we zoom out, where are we going long term? Don't say up, right? I think it's obvious we went down. So we went against the trend. That's the first risk. Plus, we were reacting pretty hard on supply zones. So you know this is a higher risk idea, but still, market did some beautiful runs to the upside, gave us another breakout, then came back for the retest, and again, same like 80 Canadian, we got price action, but market just decided to start breaking the support zones. Okay, now this chart is pretty messy, so I want to just delete this and move on to the next one. Good. Then we have Euro USD. Euro USD also, I was waiting. This was like around Wednesday 8. I was waiting for the deeper retest. I was waiting to get a little deeper here. I did not react on this one here because I was really looking for this demand zone. Market didn't really came back to that zone and then start moving up again. And there was one thing that really was getting my attention is that we were creating that bearish structure. Okay, so market was breaking lows, retesting, breaking lows, retesting, breaking lows, retesting. You see what I mean with shifting your mindset, shifting that direction, not really marrying that certain direction. This is a beautiful example of that. Okay, we are uptrending, right? Market is going up for a long time. But at this point, market started creating lower lows and lower highs. Still though, I was looking for this here, this little demand zone, and look how beautiful the market reacted on this. Of course, this was NFP. NFP was this time on a Thursday at 2 p.m. And market reacted beautifully to the upside with like a potential of around 65 pips, but in my opinion, I personally don't like to react on NFP because that's pretty high risk. Sometimes the market just gives you that massive weight, but just keeps on dropping. So, nah, that's not really what I was looking for. Okay, so that's for Euro USD. Again, green flag. Why? I just want to show you. I shared this one in Discord yesterday. Market gave us the new structure. Like I said, I shifted my vision to a downtrending structure. Market broke out to the downside, gave us that retest all the way up to it into the supply zone, and then we got a beautiful, beautiful run to the downside. Okay, so another beautiful trade yesterday from our morning sessions. I'm gonna delete it right now. No, I'm gonna leave that green flag there. Okay, there we go. And we can move on to the next one. First one, Euro AUD. So we had Wednesday 8 was around this area. Okay, support, resistance, pretty clear, right? We had to push to the downside. This was a little bit the same like ADCHF. So market broke out to the downside, but there was a very high risk reacting on that, right? Because why? Look at this. Where is the market going? Up, right? I think this is obvious. So that's the first risk. Second risk, market was reacting very hard on this demand zone. Still, you can react right over here. Okay, why? Yeah, because I'm looking at both directions with price trap, but I just know that this is a higher risk idea, so I wouldn't be surprised if this just keeps moving up and hits my stop loss, right? This is just trading, okay? Um, if we then take a look, market just went higher, gave us the breakout retest. This was very fast. This was also during spread hours, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But for me personally, when this massive move to the upside happened, I personally deleted everything because we had so many better charts or so many better price traps in the charts. Okay. Next one, Euro Canadian. Like I said, a very hard week. Market broke out, came back for the retest. Beautiful price action. You can search it yourself. You have morning stars, you have engulfing candles, 15-minute time frame structure. Even the 5-minute time frame showed you some structure. Let's get back there. There we go. So market was creating lows, was breaking out of the highs here, gave you the retest, but yeah, market just decided to start dropping from that point. Okay. So that was for Euro Canadian against our direction. Like you guys know, I'm very transparent in these kind of things. This just happens. This is just trading, right? If you're not used to losing money, get used to it because it's gonna happen, okay? If there is someone telling you I'm a trader and I'm 100% correct every time, just run away because mostly of the time they are just out of your, or they're just wanna take your money or something like that. I have seen this enough in the almost 7 years that I'm here in these markets. Okay, so it doesn't exist. Okay, for me personally, I have months I'm 60% win rate. I'm 80% win rate. I already had months where I'm only 40% win rate. But remember, if you're trading a 1-on-3 risk to reward, you can go as low as you want, like 40% win rate, and still be profitable. Okay, so just remind yourself that thing every single day. But then, of course, not every price rep went bad. Look at Euro and ZD. What a beauty. Come on. We had the first retest. This was like Wednesday evening, market pushed higher. This was a small reaction compared to this one. Market went deeper the day after. Friday morning around 4, we beautifully created that engulfing candle. We came back for that retest on that engulfing candle, and then the market just took off. Okay, so if you take a look, yeah, it would be around a 30 pips stop. So that's pretty massive. But if you take a look at the move, that's also massive, was almost 210 pips. Okay, so this was a very beautiful opportunity here on Euro NZD with our price traps, textbook price trap, beautiful breakout retest here. So yeah, I really like this one. GA, like you can see, I was looking for or the deeper retest to supply or the breakout retest to the downside. Once I've seen such a big move to the downside, to be honest, I personally deleted it. Why? Because I had so many better charts that were in yeah, so many better price traps that were in the markets than just focusing myself on this one here. Okay, so that was for GA. If we take a look at GCAT, I think this is obvious. This was a beautiful idea during the session. We were a little late, or I was late. If you reacted, congratulations. But we had this beautiful breakout retest here from last week. This was a price drop from the Wednesday before that. And then the market just took off like crazy. Okay. If you see such a move like this, yeah, it's better to just delete your price traps at the top because the market is simply just creating new structure where you can look for a new breakout retest to the downside, which we did, by the way. GCAT is normally, we first had a small retest, breakout retest, and now we got the big retest. So the chances are high that we will take off from this point to these supply zones again. So beautiful, beautiful GCAT chart here. Let's move on. Let's see what we have more. We have NZD Canadian. This is obvious. Price action traders would never react on this. Why? Market broke out. Do you see any single price action? No. Okay. And then we started attacking the low. So we had to switch our perspective on the charts and start looking to the downside because we were attacking structure in the opposite direction. So that was for NZD Canadian. Can't say more about that. You could react on this small breakout retest here. I personally didn't because I wasn't convinced about that chart. Let's move on. What do we have more from last week? UJ, what is this? I don't know why I did here, but let me check. Ah, yeah, I remember again. I was looking for the market to get a deeper retest. This is almost on the pip. Beautiful. So I showed you guys this. This was a supply I was looking for. You could say like this breakout from a 50-minute time frame and react on that retest with around 25 pips. Market went for 60 pips to the downside. Like you guys know, 1-on-2 risk to reward should be a risk-free idea on USD JPY. By the way, for the people who were on the morning session yesterday, you see this breakout is way too big. So I'm going to also delete that price trap from yesterday. Canadian CHF. Well, we got the breakout market, came back to the retest. We got some price action there. This is like the morning after our morning session. If you reacted right over here, I totally understand, but the market just decided to turn around and go to the other direction. If you have any questions or you want to get a review from your charts, let me know, okay? Canadian JPY breakout retest. I cannot say a lot about this because this one just went straight to stop loss. We did broke the structure. We did got a retest. We did got everything was in place. 5-minute structure got broken. We got the retest, but the market just decided to keep moving to the upside rather than respecting this retest to the downside. Okay. And then we have CHF JPY. This was the exact moment we were on the session, right? I was looking for a deeper retest or the breakout retest. Guess what happened? The deeper retest never came, but what happened? Look at that. Breakout, retest. Church. Beautiful. A lot of opportunity here with a potential around 260 pips, guys. Insane. Even if you had a 25 pip stop, you still had like a 1 on 10 risk to reward opportunity. And if you just watched all the price traps, take notes yourself. I'm not gonna do it for you. I'm not gonna count the or calculate the results or that kind of stuff. You can do that for yourself. But I know if you would calculate every single price trap, every single chart that we had last Wednesday, you wouldn't even end up in loss because of the 1 on 10s, the 1 on 4s, the 1 on 5 risk to rewards that we have here with price trap. Okay. Good. Let's move on. Gold. We didn't have gold. It's again a green flag. I think this is obvious why this is a green flag. Again, I gave this one on the Discord. Low, lower low, retest. Boom. Beautiful, beautiful price trap. All right. I shared this one live on the session, by the way. This was around 8, 9 o'clock that I said, like, this is a beautiful entry, stop loss above the wick, 1 on 3 risk to rewards. And it only took 1 day, and we had a 1 on 3, even running 1 on 5. Okay. Good. So that's it for the price traps from last week. Now we're gonna start looking for some new price traps. Let's see if we have something interesting for today. First of all, what I would do here with AUD/USD is we do have some good new structure. So I want to trap this and see what the market decides to do, because we are like in the middle of a run. Okay, we are moving up, we are breaking structure to the downside, we are running that, or we run that sell. I think this should be a break even at this point, but now we can go both directions. Okay, so AUD/USD, very first one, there we go. AD/NZD, nope, not gonna do anything with that. CHF, same thing. Euro/USD, yeah, no. You could trap it like this, high, low, just the last structure points that the market has created there, like this. Or we can follow that downtrend that the market has created in these last couple of days, or we start to follow up that massive uptrend from the long term. Okay, so we have both directions ready on Euro/USD. Euro/AUD, nah, I don't like this one. Let me move on. Euro/Canadian, same. Euro/CHF. Yeah, I trapped this one yesterday also. We got the breakout of the support. I'm very curious if we could hold this one and if we can maybe run this one to the downside. Like this. Boom, boom, boom. Again, don't hesitate to ask questions. Always here to help you as good as I can. If I can answer your question, I will help you. If I don't know it, I will say it also. Euro/Pound, nope. Euro/JPY, also nope. Then we have Euro/NZD. I do like this one. Oh, the support, of course. So this is Euro/NZD. Good. GA, nope, don't like it. Yeah, GCAP could be running to the upside with this beautiful retest. But right now I'm gonna leave it alone. GN, yeah. Doubting a little bit about this one. Nope, gonna leave it alone. Oof. GU. We could look for GU to the downside. I'm gonna put that resistance right over here, but just be careful. There is some supply above, so this could be dangerous if we got that breakout to the upside. But right now, of course, I'm not looking to the upside. I'm looking downside. Beautiful downtrending structure. So we shall see if we can respect this and go lower. G-Shab, I'm going to leave it like it is. NZD Canadian. This was also a price drop from yesterday. Beautiful, beautiful breakout retest. Like this. There we go. New trap. Watch out. A lot of supply sitting here. So if the market breaks up, just know the risk. NZD-CHF, I do like this one because we got a new breakout retest. You see, breakout, retest. We did trap this one also with this support, with this breakout retest. It didn't went high enough, in my opinion, to really find ourselves a sell opportunity. But just know that if market goes higher, be careful because a lot of supply is sitting there. But I would be interested here with this supply zone. Could be nice to have that retest and take the market lower. Just following that trend. Hence the JPY is ugly. Hence the USD. Oof. We talked about that last evening. We also have some recap sessions in the evening. And I told Christophe that like that NZD news around 4 could trigger this supply zone and give us a drop lower. And that's exactly what happened. But at this point, I'm not going to trap it. I'm not really convinced about the structure on NZD USD. Not really the most beautiful charts today. Gotta be honest. Nope, nope, nope. Canadian CHF, nah. JPY also nothing. CHF, JPY also nothing. We could trap again here on gold and see if we can follow that trending direction. We are already running, of course. Let's see if we can get a deep retest into these supply zones. Yes or no? So gold, looking for the deeper retest. And I think that will be it for today. Let me check. Okay. Can delete this flag. Okay. I'm going to go through the charts one more time. Yeah. SDCHF, pay attention here. This could be for every moment. Not yet, though. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it with this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 price traps for today. More than enough, right? You only need 1 or 2, even 1, 2, or 3 trades a week is more than enough. Like if you're using a 0.5% risk and you have 1 trade that goes 1 or 3 was to the water, that's a 1.5 profit. And if you find yourself 2 opportunities like that, that's 3% every week. Believe me, a lot of people would sign for that. A lot of people, right? So that will be it. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll help you. We are the 9th today. Yes. For the news, yeah, we'll check in a moment. First news, we have the FOMC meeting minutes. Not expecting the biggest impact here because it's not really a press conference or something like that. We have the unemployment claims tomorrow at 2:30. This could be some impact. For the rest, it's looking pretty calm, okay? I would be paying attention at 8 a.m. Friday for the GDP on pounds. Canadian 2:30 on Friday. For the rest, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. So today, very calm day, and we have only the FOMC meeting minutes, but I don't really expect big impact here. Okay, good. So let me check. Trading view. What's this? Canadian CHF. Did I really just went over that? Yeah. Tu, 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 tu. What are you looking for? Let me check. Okay. Why is this chart so different than mine? No, it isn't. Excuse me. What I would do. So we have the breakout retest. Yeah, we have the engulfing on the 1 hour. That's good. 30-minute morning, evening start, good. 50-minute, hmm, less convinced on the 15. 5-minute time frame broke structure. So yeah, price action is in place. I do understand why you're reacting on this. It's also a pretty decent price trap here. Really good structure. Market broke out. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we go higher into supplies. Maybe take out that wick from the news, or no, this is just a wick from spread hour. Let me take my words back. This wick doesn't exist. Yeah, so it's a good reaction. Price action is on point. Let me put this one in. Yeah, let me just use this one. It's because of Oanda. It's a broker because yeah, spread hour did some nasty things, but you have to take that wick away. It doesn't exist, right? But what I would be looking at, first of all, we have the breakout retest to the downside, beautifully spotted there. Price action is on point, 5-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 50-minute, everything is really on point. But I wouldn't be surprised if the market just goes a little higher to take out supply and then moves downwards. Okay. But good reaction. I cannot say a lot about that. For me personally, I'm not scared to react 2 times on the same chart. Okay. This is the first setup, but we can have a second setup higher if your stop loss gets hit. Okay. I don't know why, but a lot of people are scared of stop losses. I'm not. Definitely not. If you're scared of stop losses, you'll attract even more stop losses. You will attract what you give out. Remember that. Everything is energy. Good. I hope I helped you further with that. Ah, look at that. That's the gold chart I talked about. There you go. That's the mindset. I love you. That's it. I don't. If your risk is on point, a stop loss is no problem. Exactly. We have the edge. There is there is in your edge, there is stop losses. So you just know like if your stop loss is there, you're closer to a take profit, right? Yeah, that's the gold setup I talked about. So I told you the buy, ignore it. That's not what I shared. Beautiful buy. Not saying it's not good. Beautiful buy. Congratulations for that. But the sell was what I shared yesterday on the session, and now we are looking for another breakout retest to the downside. Not really sure where you're looking for to have your take profit. Definitely here around this area. Like this demand here, this is really long term. You gotta be patient and really but that's possible, definitely. Oof, even lower. You're looking low a higher time frame, bro. You wanna see these lows getting attacked. Yeah, I understand. I see it. Definitely, yeah, daily time frame. Yeah, possible. But that's really like deep. You got to be patient, but I know you're patient. You're holding an oil trade for almost 4 weeks, so I think you're patient. Insane. I wouldn't hold that for so long, to be honest. But yeah, that's here we go. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Like running 2 weeks in drawdown to then go and profit the last 2 weeks. Come on, man. Personally, to be honest, I am patient, but this is next level. I would be out around this area, like break even. I would be like, fuck it, I had it. Let's just move on to the next pair. But yeah, that's beautiful. I would say enjoy the run, but I wouldn't enjoy that. Believe in yourself, definitely, definitely. Love it. So yeah, that will be it. That will be it. So thank you, Donny, for sharing Canadian CHF. He's taking off, so let's see where you can get with that one. Where was your take profit? Oh, just one thing before I go for that. For gold, if we have the retest higher in our zone and we are selling that thing here, my personal opinion is this would be your first targets where you're out with partials. All right, second target around that low, and even then we can watch these three lows here. Okay, but always make sure you have like these partial zones. I know Christoph has them, but some people would be like, whoa, a 1 on 15 risk to reward idea all the way to 3026. Yeah, I'm just gonna run that with my full lot size. Not a good idea, believe me. The chances are there that you will be kicked out during that run, okay? I just want to see like where is your take profits? 58, 18.6. 18.6. Beautiful. Not even below the low. Nice, nice, nice. Take profit too. 11.5. Just below the low. Ah, that's beautiful. Congratulations with take profit. It's looking good. Not yet, okay, but I just send out the energy, right? Good. Let's see what we have for Bitcoin. The last thing I wanna check with you today, guys. So last week we were around this area of price. I was looking for two different movements. Or we got the deeper retest to go higher again, or we could attack the highs with a retest to then start moving in the direction of all-time highs. And that's exactly what we are seeing here. Look at my chart. I was looking first for this structure. Remember these lower highs. We started breaking above that, creating equal highs, got a little retest out of it, and then I was looking, can we go deeper into demand or do we start breaking structure? We started breaking structure. We got a retest. We can go a little lower. You gotta be careful there. Let me delete this. So we could go like around this area for a retest and then move higher, or we can have exactly the same like I drew out last week, like this. Let me put a line here. These are like the two opportunities I would be focused on, but don't be surprised because it's Bitcoin that we would go to this point also. Okay, so this is still also a valid demand. If you would ask me, are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin? Let me open up the weekly. What do you think? Okay, I'm bullish. Okay, so we got like this little consolidation and market creating like these lower lows and lower highs, but this is simply Bitcoin being Bitcoin. Okay. So these are the options I'm looking for the upcoming days/weeks. Same thing for Ethereum. Ethereum is starting to attack this beautiful. Come on, man. I forget that I drew these things, but if I see this, I'm like, whew, spot on. So I was looking for these lower highs, right? Here to break out. Then we were around this price area. Market started to break out. I was looking for the retest, and now we are going back up. So my focus would be that the market would go and attack this high and do something like this, boom. Or we can, nah, I don't really see Ethereum going deeper here. We still can go here, right? But like this smaller structure, this more short-term structure, I'm not really see going the market going deeper. Wow, my language. This would be my main focus, break our retest to the upside. But we gotta pay attention because there's still a lot of demand below that. So if Bitcoin decides to go lower to this demand zone, you will see Ethereum doing almost exactly the same thing, of course. But we gotta break structure because we get to break our retest to the downside, and that's something we really want to pay attention at. So don't marry that certain direction. If we see the lower time frame starting to break bearish structure, we can look for downwards movements around 2,250 or even lower. But I don't really think that will happen. Okay. That will be it. Let me check for the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is dropping. Interesting. I will check in a moment. Bitcoin dominance is really dropping. So I want to see the dominance breaking structures to the downside, of course. At this moment, this is still bullish, okay? As long as Bitcoin dominance stay bullish, won't see the biggest moves on alts, or it's a meme coin. Meme coins, yeah, doesn't really matter what the dominance of Bitcoin is doing, right? Ethereum, Bitcoin, yeah, is doing exactly what I was thinking. We are around that supply area, so I want to see a breakout from that supply and maybe start moving to that weekly time frame supply zone and starting going higher. This is really a powerful chart. Do your research, because what you can do with this is just insane. I personally use this to make my Bitcoin portfolio bigger. Okay, just do your research how you can do that. It's easy. Euro CHF for every moment. Let me check. Yeah. What's Canadian CHF doing? Looking good. For me personally, I wouldn't be waiting a little bit there. 50-minute engulfing, 5-minute. Nah, I'm not really convinced, right? If we follow 5-minute structure, you see that the market created this low, then this high, and now we are respecting that low. So chances are high that we would go a little higher here, especially if we take a look at that lower or higher time frame. I would be very interested in that supply zone above. Okay, so 1 hour, if we were closing like this in like 42 minutes, definitely not interesting. 30 minutes, if we close like this in 12 minutes, definitely not interesting. 15 minutes is looking interesting, but yeah, we need to get that bearish push out of this. Okay, otherwise I do believe the Euro CHF could start going higher again. Okay, I hope that's clear. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. But that will be it for me. I'm sharing all the price traps into the chat box, of course, into the Discord channel, together with the YouTube recording, like usual. I will also drop the YouTube recording into the Telegram channel. And we see each other back next week, right? Wednesday, 8:30 for another price trap session. We're gonna review everything here that I showed you today. Also in the Discord tomorrow evening, I'm looking at Christophe. Are you doing the recap in public or not? Yes, he does. So tomorrow morning, if you are in the Discord channel, we come together like 7:30, I think. It's 7:30, yes. 7:30, we're going live into the Discord and we are just reviewing evening, yeah, 7:30 evening, not morning. We don't wake up that early. Uh, but we are doing recap sessions. So we're gonna talk about the price traps that we did on Thursday morning. So maybe interesting to follow. And of course, what happened with the Wednesday charts also. Okay, so if you're interested, make sure you're in the Discord so we can see you on that recap session also. Okay. So thank you all for being here. I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful rest of the week. And then we see each other back next week, Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. or of course tomorrow evening, excuse me, 7:30 p.m. For our sessions. All right. So thank you all for being here. Wish you the best. See you very soon. Ciao, ciao.